Hey friends, it's Megan Lorson back with another tutorial for you today. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to do this beautiful, romantic, whimsical, flowy, piecey, messy, whatever you want to call it, updo. It has been a very popular reel on my Instagram. I've got over 55K views and counting, and it was requested that I do a more in-depth tutorial. So today that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to do the whole look from start to finish. So let's get started. Today I'm going to be using my mannequin from the Christina Gasperis Academy, and this is the Cassia doll. She is so pretty, one of my favorites. She's got so much hair. So what we're going to do first is we're going to create a base for everything to get pinned in. So this is a really high voluminous updo. So we want to create the base kind of in the center of the updo and where everything is going to be getting pinned into. So I'm going to section off starting at the top of the head, doing a zigzag right behind the ear. I'm going to bring this hair forward. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and bring this hair forward. Then what I'm going to do is come on top and take a zigzag section straight across the top. We're going to push that hair forward, and now we're going to start creating the base. So what I like to do is I'm going to take, and this is my pink pewter comb. I absolutely love this comb. It's like my favorite go-to comb when doing updos and styles for weddings. And I love it because it makes it really easy to section the hair with the comb. Then it has this little handle that you can hold and easily still work with. And then it's great for teasing the hair. It's amazing. If you do not have this comb, you need one like this. It's so good. So I'm going to take the end of my comb and I'm going to start doing a zigzag and creating a circle around this crown area. And I like taking zigzags when I'm working with updos because to me it just helps the style flow and blend a lot nicer. So I'm creating like somewhat of a circle on top of the head. And if they have finer hair, your circle is going to be a little bit smaller. If they have thicker hair, then you want the base and this circle parting to be a lot wider. So she has a ton of hair, so I'm going to make sure that her base and this circle that I'm taking to create the base is going to be enough to support this style. So, all right, I think that's pretty good. So I'll turn her this way so you guys can see about how thick of a section I took. So hopefully you can see that, about how much hair I took and the sectioning. So it's not like a perfect circle. Again, it's very zigzag. That way we keep it nice and blended. Next, what I'm going to do is make sure this hair is all combed up in the direction that I want it to go. And then I'm going to secure it in a ponytail with a clear elastic band. Once we have the hair in the ponytail, what I'm going to do is make sure the hair is nice and smooth. I always try to make sure I keep the hair as clean as possible as I'm working through it. Even though this is going to be the base and it's going to be hidden underneath, I just feel like if you work clean, your whole style will stay clean, and it's just a professional and good way to work. So I'm putting a little bit of this Schwarzkopf Osis Tame Wild. This stuff is my favorite product ever, one of my favorite products ever. I always have this in my kit and I always use it. So I'm just running a little bit through this ponytail, making sure that it's nice and smooth. And then I'm going to start twisting the hair, and we're just going to create a little bun on top of her head and just keep wrapping it around. And then I'm going to tuck that tail under. You want to make sure the bun is center. And then I'm just going to take some bobby pins and grab it and then lock these in. So I'm just going to make sure I'm gonna do 1, 2, and then I'll do one more. So that's 3 total pins. And this is really, really secure, not going anywhere. Next, what I'm going to do is take a zigzag parting right here, just redefine that part if it didn't stay, and section off the front sides. Once I have those sides finished off, I'm just going to brush this out, make sure it's nice and smooth. She just had that updo. The updo that I'm recreating right now, she just had it and I just took it out before this tutorial, so her hair is a little bit crazy right now. I did put a little bit of the Kenra Luxe Shine Oil in her hair before starting this tutorial, just to help moisturize those ends, help with some of the frizz, and add some shine. All right, and so then the next parting we're going to take a zigzag parting right down the back, middle, and then I'm going to work on combing the hair up, and we're gonna curl last, because a lot of times when you curl the hair first, or if you curl it at the wrong time and then you have to do an additional step, a lot of times what happens is we end up curling out, or we end up like brushing out what we just curled, and so then we waste a lot of time because we spent a lot of time curling the hair, and then we have to like brush it to get it up in a certain way, and then we have to recurl. So if we can save a step and not have to recurl, then we're gonna save time when recreating styles on an actual wedding day. So I just brought the hair up and put it in a ponytail. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, just make sure all the hair is combed up in the direction, and then you want these back 2 middle sides to be up as high, even on both sides. So I'm gonna take another elastic and secure this ponytail. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna take a little bit of Paul Mitchell Hot Off the Press. This is a heat protectant, but also helps to hold the curl, hold the style, and it also helps to fight frizz and humidity. So I'm gonna spray a little bit of this on the hair, and I'm gonna start curling the front pieces, and I am using my 3/4 inch Hot Tools curling iron. So I'm gonna curl both sides, taking not too big of sections but not too small, and I'm gonna curl everything on both sides, and then I'll show you the next step. So just a little tip that I'll share that I like to do when curling the hair is definitely always make sure that the hair is not tangled or crazy at the end. Make sure it's nice and smoothed out. And then I like to take my curling iron and smooth the hair out first and then curl. This just creates extra smoothness and extra shine in the hair, and also helps to eliminate frizz. Okay, here she is with both sides curled. This is what the curls look like. The next step is going to be curling these 2 back ponytails. And I did want to mention, if you do want a more piecier look before you put these ponytails up, all you would do is pull out the tendrils, pull out the pieces that you want down here. So I'm gonna spray them with Hot Off the Press. When I'm curling the ponytail hair, every piece I'm curling like this piece I'll curl this way, then the next piece I'll curl the other way. So I'm alternating the way I curl the curls with each piece that I pick up. Okay, here's what the ponytails look like, all curled. And then the next thing we're going to do is start teasing this top part back to create some volume and to create a little bump. So I'm gonna start on the left side first. And I'm not going to section it all the way down. I'm just taking like this mohawk section. We're teasing this part back. So I'm going to take my pink pewter comb and tease it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. And 12 is like the magic number of times to tease, because that's really going to lock it in place. And I'm gonna take this part down. I don't wanna tease any of this hair too far down. Again, just that mohawk section. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I also, this part, which I forgot to grab it, but a lot of times I'll spray a little bit of the Schwarzkopf Soft Dust and then tease. And that's just a little bit of a texture powder and helps to really lock in that tease. And then I'm gonna go on this side and take a piece of hair. If you are going to do a blowout on somebody before, then you could easily take this hair where you want that bump to start and just blow this hair back. That way, if they have any parts, it'll help to eliminate the hair parting and splitting and give it her nice smooth bump. It is a little bit tricky on a mannequin sometimes because their hair just really wants to part certain ways, just the way they're designed and the way they're made. So I'm only going up about, I'll show you. I'm going to leave about, let me tease a little bit more back. We'll do this last section. And then I'm going to leave about this much down in the front. 2, 3, 4, 12. And then just going to lightly comb over this tease, start to smooth this hair out. I'm gonna pick it up. And I'm going to just lightly comb over and smooth all that frizz out at the top where we tease the hair, so we keep it nice and smooth. And then you can even use a little bit of a hairspray to just keep these pieces, all those frizzy pieces down. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the hair a twist and push this bump, and you can see that the hair definitely wants to split right here, but that's also because I did not use the soft dust. I thought I brought it up here, but I didn't, but that's okay. It's just going to create some texture. So I'm going to twist that hair, bump it, and then just lock it in. And then what I can do is take a bobby pin and weave it in up here to bring more of this hair together right here, so it's not so much of a gap. Perfect. And then I'm gonna just pull out this bump a little bit and make sure it's even on both sides. And then the next thing I'm going to do, we're gonna start creating and forming the bun, and we just want to make sure that it's going to be proportional and that the bun is the shape that we want it. So I'm going to split these two in half, and again, I just really want to keep everything smooth as I'm working, but I'm going to start twisting the hair and then pinning it. So I'm creating sort of like small loops with the hair, and I'm letting the curls kind of form when I twist. So I'm just twisting and then pinning right into and around that base that we created. So I'm gonna take the rest of this, I'm gonna give this a little twist. And then you can determine how much hair that you like down. And really this part is just all about your eye, your personal, wherever you think it looks the best. And I just kind of play with it, shape it, and then I use a little bit of hairspray as I work. I like to use, sometimes I'll use the Moroccan Oil Luminous hairspray because it's very light, and I'll just kind of spray as I go to just help. But I never use anything super strong, super tacky, or anything like that until the very end. I'm gonna split this part in half, and I'm going to twist it over here. And I also at this point like to work with my little ponytail looper so I can place it in the hair and I can start pulling pieces through the loops. This is going to help create fluidity throughout your updo and make it look like everything is just flowing and placed where it needs to be. And then I'm gonna pin that piece in, and then I can give this piece a curl. We can leave that piece out. So you can just determine how much hair you want down. I'm gonna stick a bobby pin around this piece. It's small enough where I can stick the whole piece of hair through the bobby pin, and then I'm going to give it a little curl and then stick it in there, and then we'll leave this piece hanging out. Before I start pinning up the rest of this hair, what I'm going to do is lift up each ponytail and I'm going to pinch and pull some more texture and volume out underneath here. I'm gonna go in here a little bit where it's splitting right now. I'm gonna pull some of that hair out so it starts to meet closer. And just pull out as much as I feel like I need. And then what I like to do is bring these two pieces together, take a bobby pin inside and just weave it together. And I like to do one more coming from the other side and just lock it in with that other one. So it helps to keep those two sections together. And of course, this bun is going to fill in everything around here. So now I'm going to start placing these pieces up. So I'm going to twist it. And after I twist it, I just like to pinch and pull and just start pinning it where I feel like it fits best. I'm gonna place one more pin over here. And I'll just leave hair down. I'm going to take this other section, pinch and pull. And I just really want to make sure as I'm doing this that I'm really building this bun out and giving it enough body and volume throughout. So I'm just going to, and I'm not opening my bobby pins for any of this. I'm keeping them closed, weaving them in, because that is what is going to give it the most security. And I can feel it as I'm sliding it in. It's just locking it right into place. I'm going to give this side a twist, pull out these twists a little more. And then I'm going to take a bobby pin and just pin it up into that base that we created. Perfect. And then just make sure everything is nice and secure as I'm working. And then we're going to take another section here. And again, I'm just working on shaping it, filling in the places that need to be filled in, and creating consistent texture by twisting and just basically bending the hair with the curl that we created with the Hot Tools 3/4 inch barrel. And let me put one more pin here to lock that in. And then I'm going to split this right here, give this a little twist, pull out this texture, and I'm going to pin that right there to fill in that spot. So far this is what is happening. And we still have all the hair in the back. or in the front to place into the back. So like I said, this mannequin has tons and tons of hair. So I'm going to work with some of this hair back here to just build out a little bit more volume in the back. I'm going to place this here. And I'm also being careful when I'm pinning that I'm not smushing anything down. It's getting weaved way down into that base. So I'm not smushing any of like my curls down and messing up any of that. And then as I'm working and starting to pin up more hair, I am deciding which pieces and how much hair that I want to leave down. So you can figure out how much, and if you leave too much down and you feel like it's too much when you finish, you can easily pin curls back into the head and figure out how much you want to have down. If you pin too much up, it's a lot of times it's harder to get that hair back out. So it's easier to leave more out, pin it up, than to pin too much up. Perfect. Okay, and I think I'm going to, let's see, leave that down. And then you can even, like I said, take that ponytail looper, and if you need to bring more hair over into the other side, you can just make it travel over by using the ponytail looper and just pulling it through. Highly recommend using the ponytail looper and not trying to fit your hand through the hair and all of that, because that's only going to create more frizz. Trust me, I know from experience. Okay. And then again, I'm just pinching and pulling and looking at the proportion, making sure my updo is very proportional on every side. The key is really just to step back and look at your styles and your updos as you're creating them, and just make sure that it's flowing nicely, it's flowing the way that you want it to. Then when I get to the front area, the first thing I like to do is determine how much hair that I would like down in the front. So I'll start by pulling out all the pieces that I want to be down, and then once I'm happy with that, I can start pinning the rest of this hair up. So I'm just going to take my fingers and divide this into like 2 sections, and I want to be careful that I keep the hair that I want down separate from what I want to pin up. So I'm going to take this section by the ear, and we're just going to swoop it and pin it back. So what I'm going to do is just lightly comb through the ends. I don't want to take out the curl or anything that we did. So I'm going to comb with my fingers, just make sure it's pulled back, and then I'm going to give it just a light twist. And then I'm going to take a bobby pin at the top of that twist, grab it with the bobby pin, and then push it in. And then I'm going to hold it with my finger, and I'm just going to pinch and pull this out just a little bit so we keep everything flowing very nicely. And then I want to split that section in half, and I'm going to just twist it and pin it right in that area where we just brought that hair back, just for a little extra, so we hide that piece basically, so it just looks like it flows nicely with the updo. You don't want to see where you section the hair, you don't want to see where one section starts and stops, so just keep that in mind as you're creating this look or any look. All right, I'm going to take that other piece that we brought back, twist it a little bit, and then I'm going to take the ponytail loop and feed that through the hair, because I want to build it up a little bit more in certain places. I'm going to pin that section that we just brought through down into it. That's going to make it look like it flows in with everything. And again, pinch and pull out sections that you just pinned. And then I'm going to separate this hair right here because I don't want that thick of a piece, and we'll recurl some of these pieces. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just tuck this piece in the updo so it just kind of gets hidden. Perfect. And then this last section right here, we're going to, it's basically gonna kind of go in the middle of this first top section and that side section that we brought back. And again, this is kind of creating layers, like swoopy layers on the side. So it's not all just like slicked back and like one big section. It looks very like intricate and just adds another dimension to the hairstyle. And I'll do the same thing. I gave it a light twist, grabbed that top piece of the twist and locked it in. And then now you can go ahead and pinch and pull out the volume that you want, the texture that you want. I'm going to take that whole section and I'm going to give it a twist. And I'm going to lock that in right there. And then I just want to, let's see, maybe leave a piece down right here. And then we're going to incorporate this into the look. And then I'm gonna do the same exact sectioning, the same exact thing on the other side. So I'm going to finish that off and then I will show you the completed style. The last thing I like to do is just take the curling iron and go over the curls that you want left out and just redefine them, smooth them, add a little bit more shine. Make sure those are all nice. Once I do that, I like to finish off the curls with a little bit of a smoothing product. So I love using the Kenra Whipped Taffy or a little bit of the Tame Wild. Today I'm gonna use the Kenra Whipped Taffy and I just work that through my hands. You can't see it, it's clear. And I just go over each curl and smooth it, and this just takes away that frizz instantly and just polishes the style, adds shine, but it also is adding some texture, so it's going to help the style hold, and it's going to help these curls and all these tendrils hold all day. So once I finish that, the style is complete, and here you have a beautiful, soft, romantic, messy updo. And it is so pretty. So here is the whole thing, all sides, and it is such a gorgeous updo. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. If you have any other requests, let me know in the comments below. You can also let me know on Instagram. You can find me there at megan.lorson. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.